Hello everyone! Welcome again to our channel. Sa video na ito ay pag-uusapan natin ang mga angles na nabubuo kapag may tangent at secant sa isang circle. Our objective is to find the measure of the angles formed by secants and tangent in a circle. Madali lang to, kaya stay tuned hanggang matapos. Let's go! Let us define first what a tangent line means. So if we say tangent line, it is a line that intersects a circle at exactly one point. And the point where the intersection occurs is what we call the point of tangency. So if we are going to illustrate that, this is our circle P. And the line AB here is what we call the tangent line because it intersects the circle at exactly one point. And the point of intersection is point C. Kaya, ang tawag natin kay point C ay point of tangency. So, yan yung tangent line. So, it intersects the circle at exactly one point. So, sabi nila, ang tangent line daw ay parang yung mga mag-X na hindi nagkatuluyan. So, meron akong hugot para sa inyo about tangent line. So, sabi, tulad ng tangent line, isang beses lang tayong nagtagpo. Pero ang impact mo, nag-iwan ng magandang alaala sa puso ko. Wow, di ba? Pinagtagpo pero hindi tinadhana. Okay lang yon. Masakit, pero tandaan natin na lahat ng pinagdadaanan ay part yan ng growth. So, let's embrace at huwag nating kalimutang magpakatatag because better days are ahead. Tangent line. Next, how about secant line? So, ano naman ang ibig sabihin ng secant line? If we say secant line, it is a line that intersects the circle at exactly 2 points and a line that contains a chord. So, if we are going to illustrate that, we have here line AD as secant line. Why? Because it intersects the circle at 2 points. Ano yung 2 points of intersection? We have point B and point C. And also, it contains a chord. So, nasaan yung chord dito sa line natin na ito? We have here line segment BC. So, ito, line segment BC na yan, ang tawag natin dyan ay chord. So, kapag sinabi natin chord, it is a line segment na kung saan yung kanyang endpoints ay nasa circle. So, nung kanina ay inirelate natin ang tangent line para sa mga mag-X na hindi nagkatuluyan. Ang secant line naman ay kabaliktaran ni tangent line kasi dito sa secant line ay merong second chance. So, ang secant line ay para sa mga taong naghiwalay pero nagbalikan. Ibig sabihin, merong second chance. May hiwalayan pero gumawa ng paraan para magkatuluyan. O, di ba? So, i-relate natin ang lesson in real life para hindi boring and para makatulong din for you to easily remember this fact about secant line and tangent line. When two secants, two tangents, or a tangent and a secant intersect, there are angles that are being formed. And there are 3 classifications of the angles formed with circles. So, it depends about the location of its vertex. Yung first classification or first case is the vertex is on the circle. So, katulad nitong nasa ating illustration. So, we have here 2 secants that intersect at yung kanyang vertex, yung point of intersection ay nasa circle. So, ito yung angle na nabuo. Ganun din sa ating next illustration. So, we have here a secant and a tangent that intersect. At meron ding nabuong angle. At yung vertex ng angle na yon ay nasa circle. Ngayon, papaano natin mahahanap yung measure ng angle if its vertex is on the circle? So, sabi rito sa first theorem, if two lines, whether that are two secants or a secant and a tangent, if two lines meet on a circle, then the measure of the angle formed is half the measure of its intercepted arc. So, ibig sabihin, kapag meron tayong secant line dito, so si line AB, and then tangent line, ito, si BC. So, we have here two lines that intersect on the circle. At merong nabuong angle which is angle ABC. So, yung angle ABC, its intercepted arc is arc AB. So, sabi rito, yung measure ni angle ABC is half the measure of arc AB. So, yan. Ibig sabihin, halimbawa, si arc AB, ang kanyang measure ay 60 degrees. So, yung kalahati ng 60 degrees is 30. Ibig sabihin, yung measure ni angle ABC is 30 degrees. Okay, let's have this another example. So, this is the illustration. And we are going to find the measure of angle BCD. So, nasaan yung angle na yon? Ito. So, hahanapin natin yung measure ng angle na to. And one of the given is its intercepted arc BC, which measures 142 degrees. So, according to the theorem, the measure of the angle formed is half the measure of its intercepted arc. So, ibig sabihin, the measure of angle BCD is equal to 1/2 the measure of arc BC. Now, the measure of angle BCD is equal to 1/2 times, ano yung measure ni ang arc BC? That is 142. Now, paano tayo mag-multiply ng fraction? So, ito minsan yung mga kinalilituan ng mga estudyante. Paano mag-multiply ng fraction? So, numerator times numerator and then denominator times denominator. Ngayon, yung whole number, always na yung kanyang denominator is equal to 1. So, ibig sabihin, we are going to multiply 1 times 142, and that is 142, all over 2 times 1, and that is 2. So we have 142 divided by 2. So if we are going to simplify that one, 142 divided by 2 is 71 degrees. So it means the measure of angle BCD is equal to 71 degrees. So, yun yung first case. The vertex is on the circle. Yung pangalawang case naman is, the vertex is inside the circle. So, just like here in the illustration, we have here two secants that intersect inside the circle. So, nandito yung intersection sa loob mismo ng bilog. Ngayon, paano naman natin mahahanap yung measure ng angle if its vertex is inside the circle? So, we have here the next theorem. If two secants or chords intersect inside the circle, then the measure of the angle formed is half the sum of its intercepted arc. So, ibig sabihin, we are going to add the measure of the two intercepted arcs and then we are going to divide it by 2. Okay, so halimbawa dito sa illustration natin, so paano natin makukuha yung measure ni angle 1? So kukunin natin yung measure ng kanyang intercepted arc, which is arc AB at saka si arc CD. And then we are going to multiply it by 1/2 or divide it by 2. Ganun din yung measure ni angle E. So, kapag si angle E naman ang hahanapin natin, so, that is equal to 1/2 the sum of the measure of arc BD and arc AC. Okay, let's have this example para ma-apply natin yung theorem. So, that's the illustration and we are going to find the measure of angle SQR. So, nasaan yung angle SQR? Yan, yung angle SQR. So, yung kanyang vertex ay nasa loob ng circle. Ibig sabihin, ang gagamitin natin na theorem ay ito. So, based from the theorem, the angle formed is half the sum of its intercepted arcs. Ngayon, nasaan ba yung intercepted arcs ni angle SQR? So, yung kanyang intercepted arc is arc SR. So, asahan natin, base sa theorem, asahan natin na hindi lang iisa yung kanyang intercepted arc. Kasi sabi rito, sum of its intercepted arc. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong ipa-plus sa measure ni arc SR. So, where is the other intercepted arcs? The other intercepted arc is arc PT. O bakit? Kasi angle PQT and angle SQR are vertical angles. Ibig sabihin, they are congruent, they are equal. So, ibig sabihin lang nun na yung intercepted arc ni PQT ayun din yung intercepted arcs ni SQR. So, dalawa. Ano? So, hindi lang si SR, kundi pati si arc PT. So, the measure of angle SQR is equal to 1/2 times the sum of the measure of arc PT, which is 32, and the measure of arc SR, which is 100. So, 32 plus 100, that is 132. Now, multiply. 1/2 times 132. So, sa pag-multiply again ng fraction, multiply the numerators and then multiply also the denominators. At dito, yung 132, always na ang denominator ng whole number ay 1. So, we have 1 times 132, that is 132. And then, 2 times 1, that is equal to 2. So, if you are going to simplify that further, the answer is 66 degrees. So, ibig sabihin, yung SQR measures 66 degrees. Ganun din si angle PQT. So, parehas sila na 66 degrees kasi nga, they are vertical angles. Okay, lastly, let's have the third case. Yung third case naman is the vertex is outside the circle. So, that happens when we have two tangents that intersect at the exterior of the circle. So, nasan yung vertex? Ito. Also, that happens when we have two secants that intersect at the exterior of the circle. Okay, so nasan yung kanyang vertex? So, ayan. And possible din na mag-intersect yung secant line at tangent line sa labas ng circle. So, we have there the vertex of the angle which is outside the circle. Ngayon, paano naman natin mahahanap yung measure of the angle if its vertex is outside the circle? So, let's have theorem number 3. If two secants, two tangents, or a tangent and a secant intersect outside a circle, then the measure of the angle formed is half the difference of its intercepted arc. So, sa pangalawang case natin kanina, if the vertex is inside the circle, we are going to get the half of the sum of its intercepted arc. Pero dito, sa case number 3 natin, kapag yung vertex niya ay nasa labas ng circle, we are going to get the half of the difference of its intercepted arc. So, halimbawa, dito sa ating illustration, paano natin makukuha yung measure ni angle 3? Or that is angle JLN. So, para makuha natin yung kanyang measure is, we are going to get the difference of the two intercepted arcs. So, asan ba yung intercepted arcs niya? We have JN and KM. So, JN minus KM, and then we are going to multiply it by half. 1/2 or divide it by 2. Okay, let's have this example. We are going to find the value of x. So, nasaan yung x? O, siya yan. That is the measure of angle RPS. So, paano natin makukuha yung measure ni x? So, based from the theorem, we are going to get the half of the difference of its intercepted arc. So, nasaan ba yung intercepted arc ni angle RPS? Yung kanyang intercepted arc ay si angle RRS, I should say, and angle QS. So, pagmaminusin lang natin yung dalawang measures. Yung measure ni arc RS ay 174 and yung measure ni arc QS is 98. So, 174 minus 98, that is 76, times 1/2, the answer is 38 degrees. So, ibig sabihin, x is equal to 38 degrees. And that is the measure of angle RPS. At hanggang dyan na lang muna. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more math tutorials. Thank you again. Keep safe.